Voting for the 2017 Legacy Awards concluded last week, and the fans chose as the Game of the Year our Marathon Softball Contest featuring two of the league's top aces at Henderson State and Arkansas Tech respectively. And joining us, the winning pitcher from that contest, Michelle Sorensen from Henderson State. Michelle, thanks for joining us. And then just take you back to that day. What are your first thoughts when you think back to that game with the Golden Suns?
Very tiring. I knew Coach McSweeney and Coach Jackson were going to pair Jalissa and I against each other, and I knew Jalissa is a very good pitcher, and I knew that she wasn't going to back down the entire time. And I just remember Coach Jackson constantly asking me, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I said, "Coach, this is my game. I'm going to finish it. Win or lose, I'm going to finish it. This is my game."
And just at what point did it kind of get silly with how long the game had lasted? I mean, you played almost 3 full games there. Just at what point were you looking at each other like, how are we still out here?
Well, in the 6th or 7th inning, towards the end of the game, Jalissa had hit that home run, and at that point, I was like, okay, I told my team we have to score. I wasn't hitting for myself that game, so I told the team score. We'll figure it out from there. And then we answered back in that same inning, so we tied it up again. And by about the 12th or 13th inning, I was just sitting on the bench thinking, my gosh, and it was like a strikeout fest. Jalissa and I, she'd strike people out, and then I would strike people out, and it would be 3 up, 3 down, back and forth, and back and forth. And it was tiring, but I knew both of us could keep going for a long time, so I just kept depending on my team to answer back offensively. And finally, Alyssa came clutch in the end with the walk-off home run, and I was just like, thank God for you.
And what is that like, since you're obviously on the home side, you're going out there first, so you're setting the tone each inning, and to keep throwing up the zeros like you did, then you're back in the dugout. How hard are you, rooting on your team? As you said, you weren't hitting that game to try and scratch out a rally against one of the nation's really elite pitchers.
Yeah, Jalissa is very good. So, in the dugout, all I can do is constantly tell everybody they can do it, She throws some weird stuff, and all I could do was cheer my team on. You can do it, get your pitch, wait for the right pitch, and I did what I could on that end of it and came out on top, so.
And, obviously, unlike baseball where no one could go 19 innings, how was your arm feeling in the 17th, 18th? Were you truly on fumes, or do you think you still were able to throw some of your best stuff?
Oh no, I didn't get that tired. I could have kept going for 40, I think.
You about did that week, because it wasn't the only marathon you were part of. You guys in Tech played another 10-inning game that week. You guys played about 50 innings of softball in that 4-game stretch. What was I was trying to think of what other things from that game. Just what were some of the things in the dugout you guys were doing to try and either throw Arkansas Tech off or keep you guys into it as the game carried on and the deeper into the game?
We just have to stay really loud, not let the dugout get down. And I knew that if we kept up on our part, we wouldn't have an issue, because I have full confidence in my team, and I knew that if we could just get one hit, that it would continue on. And, Tech has a solid defense as well. Obviously, Jalissa is one of the best pitchers in the nation. I knew that if we could get something small going, it would continue on. And, like I said, keep the dugout really loud.
Well, it turns out it wasn't small ball, but it was a home run by Alyssa. Just take us to the reaction of that game. It's just the first game of a series. You have to turn around and play again, but just the reaction when she hits it out, and how you guys feel when you've survived this, like I said, this marathon of a game.
It was a miracle. When she hit it, it barely went over, but barely did it that day. And I knew off the bat that it had a good shot, and all I could think to myself was, I'm so glad this game is over. It was fun, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Playing 19 innings, that's fun, and that's an experience in itself, but I was so happy she hit that ball.
Yeah, it's one where, while you're in it, it's probably a great experience, but to be on the losing side would have just been the worst. Well, for you guys, it was obviously the complete opposite to have the, experience the high of that game. Can you compare it to anything else? I mean, I know you went on and pitched in a 16-inning game at the GAC Championship, anything else like that? Maybe you pitched both ends of a doubleheader where you were just out there so much in a given day?
I mean, the best comparison would be the game against SNU in Bentonville. But growing up, I was on a lot of teams where I was one of two pitchers, so pitching that much has just always been easy to me. Mm-hmm. So it was normal, but I haven't done that in a while, considering, we don't play tournament ball anymore. So I was feeling the effects the next day for sure after pitching that much, but happy to do it.
What is the recovery like? You're off the next game, but then on I guess it would have been Sunday or whatever the next day was. Did you have your best stuff the next day, or were you was it that at that point where you felt the effects of the 19 innings?
Yeah, I think I had my best stuff. Surprisingly, my legs were more sore than my arm was, and so the 10 innings really didn't bother me too much. I told my team, please do not have another 19-inning game. But
they tried.
I knew I could do it, but yeah, I think I had my best stuff.
And just as we wrap up here, looking back at the game of the year in the GAC here, what's it been like facing Jalissa over these 2 years? And certainly the level of aces in this league is there's almost one or two on each team, but just to face her and on that day to get the better end of her, what was that? What have been your experiences with her over these couple of years?
Jalissa is a very respectable pitcher, and it's always a very fun series when we play Arkansas Tech, and it's one that I look forward to every year. And I know that series is always going to be very challenging, and I know that I can't have an off day when I play her because she will eat it up. And playing her brings out the best in me, I think, because I know I have to be 100% or she will come out on top. But I respect her very much. She's a very good pitcher, and I'm glad she's gone now. But
I don't think we've changed the rules. I think that she has exhausted her eligibility, so she will not be in the circle next year.
But I love playing against Jalissa, and I love watching her pitch. I went to Russellville a couple times after the season ended last year to watch her, just because I love watching her play. She's a good pitcher, an athlete.
Yeah. I guess, and then the last thing here is before we let you go is with all the legacy awards that we have, they are all social media driven and votes are there, so it's your chance to thank the Henderson State community here for those who voted for you for this one, the other nominations that you may have had in the past. So turn the floor over to you to thank those who helped push you guys to this award.
Yes, thank you to anyone that voted, whether you're on Tech side or Henderson side. It's very appreciated, and thank you for all the support.
Like I said, it was certainly, as they voted, the game of the year in the GAC, and one that won't soon be forgotten by those fans of GAC softball. Michelle Sorensen, thank you for taking the time to look back on that game. We look forward to seeing what you have in store here in 2018.
Thank you.